I'm doing the little I can, but I'm hoping and I believe with you people that the intention of government will cascade to the real people that will actually deliver this country to this food security. If we concentrate in the office, sir, in all my life as a farmer, I've not received one bag of fertilizer from government, either state or federal. But that is not okay, that is not bad. If you have peace, we are still doing the little we can. Now we can see peace returning gradually, particularly with the little effort in the last 6 months. But if the ministry didn't come to the aids of the headers for restocking and extension service, as you say, I brought 500 goods from South Africa. Each one cost me 1,000 naira. I lost 90% of them here in Suleja because the weather and the environment does not seem to address this issue. Why I'm bringing this issue is so that you know the context of this problem. And we are hopeful that with you people, the real solutions, no matter how small, will get to the real farmers, and this country will be better off. Thank you.
To try to see how we can rehabilitate some of them and then make very good use of them. Silos are a very integral part, and also they, apart from also storage for a rainy day, they also cut down in terms of post-harvest losses, in terms of proper storage. Like I said, some places where you keep and then you have deterioration of that particular of grain. We also have, when you look at the budget, we also have the development and establishment of the National Agricultural Database Center for Productivity. It's a 400 million allocation there. And also the development of framework and conduct of technology, ICT-enabled farms and farmers, and enumeration and mapping. There is a big problem that we encounter here. I'm sure Honorable can testify to that our main problem today is clean data of farmers. Unless and until we have that, we can never get agriculture right. And I'm saying it without any fear of favor. Today, even in some of the programs that we have, I find even, one of our political boys who has never owned a farm, has never farmed in his life, received a text message that he should go and redeem his fertilizer from so agro dealer. And he called me, he said, sir, did you put my name in the getting palliative? He thought it was palliative. I said, I don't even know, I don't even know your full name. I only know you as Bakura. I didn't know that you are Bakura so. So he sent me a copy of his text message. But that is to tell you that how corrupt that database is. And I would like to announce here that we need to work together with the states and also with honorable members of the National Assembly and state assemblies to make sure and come up with a clean data of farmers. Just like the states have done a lot of GIS departments trying to, the AGs, the CADGIS, the what have you, for the geographical information systems. Let us move away from doing that for properties. Let us do it for also farmlands. So now we have a map. It may take a while, but let us start from somewhere. And without doing that, we will never get our inputs to the right person at the right time. And this is what we have been trying to do. I'm happy that you have raised the issue of delivery at the right time. Part of the 2023 supplementary is to make sure that because every time the year's budget is passed, before it's released, farming, wet season has stepped in. And delivery of farm inputs usually come in late. So we're happy that in the 2023 supplementary budget that you have passed, as the President has signed into law, we have provision for the provision of some of the wet season inputs.
able to achieve the much desired food security. I was again disappointed when I looked at the ministry's proposal of 362 billion, and the allocation made to the ministry in the budget came down to 124 billion. So I was wondering, with this sharp fall again, how we are going to battle the challenges the ministry will face in all the areas. Instead of increasing the allocation, there is a deliberate downward allocation in this budget. So I don't know how you intend, whether you are not going to focus on the private sector investors to be able to help you drive this your vision for food security in Nigeria. From the Malabo declaration of 10% of the total budget, if we look at this year's budget, we would have been expecting about 2.7 trillion to be put in agriculture, and we have a paltry sum of 124 billion. I'm deeply worried. I would like to maybe hear from you.
Are you ready for today?
How you intend to do a revolution in terms of funding operations in the agri sector, because what we have here certainly will not meet our expectations. Thank you very much.
And that's a product. That's one of our products. Let me also thank Mr. President for appointing you as a minister to serve in that ministry. Having said that, I will just go straight to the question because I had to consult my chairman. I want to be like you when I grow old, coming from the parliament to become a minister. I pray by the special grace of God, we'll also be there one day. So I will take it very cool. My minister, I want to ask, as I speak, or let me speak for the innocent contractors. There is this complaint that after doing job, their retentions are a problem for them to get. Their retentions are being withheld. I don't know how true that is. So I've also plead for you. Now you are appointed as a minister. I know these things were happening before you are appointed, before your appointment. So I'll believe that while you're there now, you make all necessary investigation on this, and I believe that these things will also be corrected. Thank you, and God bless you.
I have two questions. The first one is hovering between 2 to 3%. What plans are there to bridge that gap? I believe development
2023 for agri businesses and market development for improved incomes and job creation, similar to what was also captioned in 2022 budget. Apart from that, the main question I would have loved to ask has been asked by my brother from Northeast. That's the silos issue. But it's quite disheartening that with policy of funds, we are still talking about revamping silos that were built barely some 3-4 years ago. And what do you use all over the country? And we're talking about funding. If funds are channeled towards where is needed and properly utilized, the issue of funding will not be a very big problem. So that's my question.
Let me say that I think the way you understand it is as if we have some incentives in which we keep distributing. No, we don't have any specific incentives on ground that we distribute. What we have are programs. And when those programs are being implemented, they have specifics in terms of certain benefits that you associate with the program, like in the case of the wheat program, for example. Now we have different value chains. And when we come to implement these various value chains, those benefits also will be, so given to farmers. In this dry season, we are going to soon kickstart the issue of, the rice value chain, maize, and cassava. And if you look at it in comparison to wheat, which has a specific belt, the others are almost all over the country. Different, agroecologies or different geopolitical zones still have representation. So all we would just advise is to say that our worry has been, who are our farmers? I think the minister said this earlier in his remark. And as soon as we are able to work together, guarantee that these are our farmers, we also are desirous of ensuring that the benefits actually get to them. We want to cut out all the ghost farmers or the paper farmers. Let's get directly to those who are farming, like our distinguished brother, okay, I think he has left, Senator Maidoki was saying earlier. So I think that is to address the issue you have raised. Now to the issue of the gender mainstreaming. You see, what we did was, that project has been in the ministry. But this time around, we try to refocus it. Like the minister said, when we came around, we have to align all our projects to the deliverables Mr. President expects us to deliver. And it's easier you talk about mainstreaming gender within the concept of turning agriculture as a business. And I think that is why we've upgraded whatever activities they've done in those previous years to what we intend to see done now. So what you'll be expecting from us from next year, by the grace of God, is to say the number of women enterprises that we've been able to actually put on the line of being an agribusiness. Not just for them to produce, just for the fun of producing, or to process for the fun of processing. I think that is why perhaps you saw the ongoing, okay, and then the title appearing a bit different. But the activity has always been within the confines of the ministry. And what is interesting here also is the fact that we have a lot of development partners that have signified interest, and we need to bring out the project in such a manner that we're able to key in. I think this is what we have going on. I don't know if that answers your question. And then finally, to the tax, let me say that honestly, if it's our wish, we would have loved to all go through answering most of your questions, because we believe, like one of your colleagues said, we understand the problems the way you understand them. We feel the pain the way you've understood feeling the pain. And the charge given to us in the ministry is very clear, and that has been eloquently elaborated in the statements made by the minister. But most importantly, we want to thank you for the warm reception from the gate, down to the lift, down to the office of the chairman, and of course, even coming into this chamber to have this very wonderful interaction with senators and members of the House of Rep. We thank you most sincerely, and we have every faith in what you are doing, because we are partners in progress. And definitely, as your ambassadors, and like I think the last sitting, one of the honorable members said, myself and my big brother are joint ticket of the National Assembly. So we recognize that, we appreciate that, and we want to assure you we will truly work very assiduously to make you proud as your ambassadors. Thank you very much for this wonderful time. I appreciate it.
The 2022 supplementary is what we mentioned, not the 2022 main budget. And then we also give the performance of the 2023 budget. Then the supplementary budget of 2023, the one that was just signed into law by Mr. President, no funds have been released, but like I said, we're expecting very soon, sometime this week. That's our expectation.
Yes, one of the federal lawmakers asked question in that session that silos built by previous governments, particularly President Jonathan, at the rate of 200 to 300 billion, are being planned to be concessioned for 20 billion. Is that true?
No. I think the 20 million was just a budget line for administrative purposes for the silos. It's not as if you are going to construct or rehabilitate any silo. Mind you, there are 18 silos, 17, sorry, that has been concessioned already. We have still about 33 with the ministry. So that one is the 20 million was the provision for that, for the administrative processes for the silos, for the 33 silos that is still within the ministry's ambit.
And another federal law, specifically Honorable Aliru from Bauchi State, Toro Federal Constituency, lamented that hunger farmer killing people in northeast, where incidentally we come from. If it is true, what urgent step is Minister of Agriculture and Federal Government?
I think it's, I wouldn't want to use certain words in public media, but there is food insecurity in the nation now, and that is why Mr. President has declared an emergency on food security and has also prioritized food security as the top agenda of his 8-point agenda. So that is to say that the government is assiduously doing all it can to see that food is secured for its citizens.
During your presentation, you lay emphasis on geographical information system to capture the data in the agriculture. How do you want to achieve this?
Well, like I said, we work with states. The geographical information system states do have. The land is within the boundaries of the states. So we are going to collaborate with state governments and local governments to map out, it's to the benefit of all, both the federal government and the state governments and local governments, to have a farmer data with location. So I think GIS is very important in that aspect.
What are those states that have not been in that area, that have not been capturing the data?
Well, we'll encourage them to do that. We'll work together. And we're also seeking, apart from even our own intervention from the federal government, we're also seeking support from other agencies and state governments to make sure that we have data. Let me say, for emphasis, farmer data is very key. We have seen programs over the years, and every time we find stories of diversion of subsidized inputs, for instance, malpractices, round-tripping inputs, and everybody still complains that it's not getting to the right person. Why is it not getting to the right person? Because you don't have the data of that right farmer. So that's what we stress on. If we don't do that, programs will continue to dwindle, not fail, but we won't achieve the successes that is required for us to achieve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We all agreed in the interactive session during the budget presentation that the ministry is getting less than it needs. And in our own effort, whatever we can do, we've assured them, we'll make sure we support them to see that they at least achieve, even if it's for this year, a minimal of maybe 5 to 6%. And in doing that, we intend to sit with the leadership to also let them know the yearnings of the people, not just the people, even those of us in the committee who have seen the shortfall in this. And we intend to also interrogate the budget proposal brought forward by the agencies so that areas where the need for what they are asking for does not really arise, so that we can prioritize what is needed in that ministry. But we are also appealing, thank God the minister is from the executive arm. He was formerly he's still a family of the National Assembly, so he will know how best to relate it to the executive, that we need to scale up the funding of agriculture because it is a general concern of everybody. We all share in that burden.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.